Hello, everybody. Welcome to CTC, the Community Team Cup in 2026. It's the regular season match day number 2. And yeah, we have today Community League Racing Team number 1 against VEZ Racing Team. So as usual, I will quickly go through the usual stuff before we actually hit the racing action. So quick facts: Community Team Cup, what is it? A organized team versus team league spanning across the entire year. We have 14 teams in total from 10 communities this season. We have one big common league for the regular season with all teams in it. This means we have 8 match days from September until February until September, that way around. Then the top 8, they advance to the knockout tournament starting October, lasting until December. The rest, they continue with placement matches during the same span. And then we have the grand final in December running. So for the settings for each match day, we have one race that's roughly 40 to 50 minutes, depending on the settings, the laps, etc. So the home team, they can decide the match day settings. That's the car, the track, the weather, multipliers for fuel, tire wear, refuel rate, available mandatory tire compounds, mandatory pit stops, you name it. There is a common carpool for all teams for the season that has been decided by a community poll before the start of the season. So a couple of cars to choose from. Tracks are completely open except for a few banned tracks, that is, but more variety on the tracks for this season. Let's have a quick look at the schedule for match day number 2. We already had one match, the TNR battle, the Civil War as it was called, the team versus the C team on Wednesday. Today, Friday, we have 3 races currently running: DTR against MRL and also the AHR team battle, Team 1 versus Team 2. So DTR versus MRL are over on the Dream Team Racing YouTube channel currently, and also the AHR battle is currently broadcasted on DJ Brohawk's YouTube channel. So if you want to have a look at that, you find the links in the CTC Discord. And yeah, but I would like to first stay with me here for the third race for Friday, CLR 1 against VEZ. And tomorrow we have 2 races: TNR Team A versus Project 1 Racing and TCR against Gen X Racing. And then we will conclude match day number 2, ART against CLR number 2. So someone is asking stuff, I don't know, probably not Lemony if you're asking that way. If a delivery is okay, probably did something to it, but I don't have time to look at it at the moment. So just a quick overview about the teams. We saw it, like who is competing this season, and then we'll have a look probably at the standings after match day number 1. So TNRA, they are leading because they had like the biggest point difference their match. See the winning teams: CLR2, VEZ, P1R, CLR1, AHR2, and AHR1 from P8 to P14. Teams, they started with a loss to the season. And then after every match day, the tournament software will pick the next pairings based on how close they are in the standings. That's at least the idea. So yeah, and then the top 8 after 8 rounds will advance to the knockout stage as mentioned. So you see the settings for today. What we're looking at: Nissan Silvia touring car, Group 4 car at Lago Maggiore, the full course, 20 laps it is, tires and fuel sitting at ×3. We have one mandatory pit stop this time. We're starting on default fuel, that's 100 liters. It's a 1 liter per second fuel speed, so probably is a hint that you might have to save a little bit of fuel if you don't want to spend too long during the pit stop. Evening time, one-time progression with cloudy conditions, but warm conditions. That's it. And we have the tires, so all racing compounds are available. The racing hard tire is the mandatory one. And with that being said, let's have a quick look at today's lineups. So the home team, CLR, Team 1, they're going with River Ruckus, Lemony Squeeze, Richie, Yanis, Kiko Blasi, and Shred, and VEZ, VEZ, VRT, whatever you will call them, with Pastina, Inu, Fresh, Lucadia, Sonny, and Fear Tom, whatever we will call him, Toma. We can go whatever way. So yeah, then I think we should be getting closer towards the qualifier, and so a little bit of warm-up still happening, and we might have a little look at the track and see the warm-up. We see the CLR livery, the car, Autumn Blue, the man who designed this one again. And for VEZ, we see some pink and black in it for that car here as well. So can talk a little about the track, probably one of the most used tracks during the GT Sport days. Hasn't been changed layout wise since GT7. We still have the S's and Blasi entering Banky Boy. So a well-known track for the drivers. Can have a little look at the lap times. So it's 2:06.7 currently, that fastest lap during warm-up. We'll see what pole time will look like. Just getting used to the car, so plenty of white in both of them. But I think with the blue it should be okay. Just bring that my voice a little bit down. I think it's still a bit loud. Oh, we'll get there. Don't have to shout that much, probably. That's fine. So for the qualifying, of course, it should be the Racing Hard Tire compound. That will be used, but not sure if it will be used during the race. The track has one of the shorter pit losses though, so maybe we see some aggressive soft runs now, and looks like we are starting qualifying, and it's actually up to me to start the qualifying. So let me just prepare my stuff in here. Right, so then let's go into the qualifying session. We have 10 minutes in total, but we have you can only do one flying lap then throughout these 10 minutes. So you can go out early, you can wait, whatever you fancy, but as soon as you have recorded your lap, then you're done for the qualifying. And oh, I forgot about that car having a horn. Thank you for reminding me, Zach. By the way, lovely to hear the horn. Yeah, honking all the way. And yeah, interestingly, so we see cars being bunched up early during the outlap, so not many drivers are waiting for that long. It gives you a little more of flexibility, I think. So if you feel like you don't have a good lap, you can still abort it and restart your run. But if you go out very late, of course, then there is no way back. So maybe that's why people are running it very early and see how they feel. But there are also two VEZ drivers sitting in the pits, Fresh and Inu. They don't want to be involved currently. And it looks like it will be Yanis for CLR to start on the lap, the first flying lap. So coming into the final sector, final turn. And then as always, we go on board then for that flying lap coming down the main straight, crossing the line, and we're starting the lap. That wasn't great, the best timing probably. Then a teammate coming out of pit lane, coming out of the first chicane, now into the left, and then the important right-hander. But don't run too wide, you can extend a little bit on this lap. And into the banked right-hander, also quite slow turn, also important to get onto the power early, run uphill. That looked kinda smooth. Entering the S's now. You get a good line through the S's. Don't cut too much here as well, but you can cut quite a bit. And then it's uphill out of the S's. And then past the penalty zone. Over the little crest, and then approaching Banky Boy, staying in 5th gear, and off the barrier on the left hand side we brake and go uphill again, so run out of Banky Boy, important. Oh, this part should be flat, can cut a little bit more on that right-hander, but was still okay into the double right. Now approaching the final sector. Nice run. Don't use too much of the sausage on the inside, and now it's just one final turn. Don't run too wide, it looks okay. And this should be then the first reference lap time. 2:07.1, so not a 2:06 from the warm-up. 2:07.1 for Sonny as well. Lemony with a 2:06.3 sets the fastest lap time. Pastina with a 2:07.9, that is P5 for now. Here comes Thomas. Next driver. You see the next driver? Probably. Not too sure. Five, 6, 8, maybe 9, 209. Here comes the Italian driver for CLR. So there's an all-Italian team, and Kiko Blasi also part of that team in other series. But for CTC, he's representing CLR. Gets a good run. Will this be front row for Blasi? It's a 206.8. Here comes Nucaria. Oh, running wide, too wide. Probably not good enough for the front row. It's a 208.5. The next driver is Richie for CLR, coming out of the first sector. So far we have a CLR 1, 2, 3. Lemony, Blasi and Yanis. But we're still missing some drivers. So Richie is on the lap, River on the lap as well, Shred. And then we have 2 of the VEZ drivers starting their laps now, Fresh and Inu. So Fresh starting that lap, and Richie aborted that run. Still a little bit of time, but not too much, so we stay with Fresh now through the first chicane. We'll have to wait and see if we get some deltas. If we get one, then he's purple. That's white, but it should be okay. Can Fresh get onto the front row? Missed that apex slightly. If you nail the S's, it should be still a good lap. A third gear on the entry, using all the revs. Maybe too much of the revs there. Felt like that car was stalling a little bit. Yeah. He had a good turn in, that's for sure. So over the crest, down towards the Banky boy. Late on the brakes, missing that apex here as well. We have seen the tighter lines. Just judging from the lines, I don't think this is good enough for the front row. We have Shred joining, Lemony on the front row as well, with a 206.8. That's a little bit quicker than Blasi. So, final turn, over the curbs on the inside. And then let's see what's it gonna be for Fresh. A 207.6. Still waiting for 2 drivers then. That's Edu and Richie to set their laps. We heard the tires. What's it gonna be for the Italian driver? P2 Inu. So a mixed front row, Lemony and Inu. Then Shred, Blasi, and what can Richie do? 30 seconds left before we get into overtime, so we should be fine to complete that lap. runs a little bit wide. Not yet, Sonic, but wait for the start. So I haven't remembered those sector times, so can't tell you if he's up for a front row start or not. Lines looked decent, clean so far. And now just hoping to get a good run to the line. It's a 2070. That is P5 for Richie. And I think that is the end of qualifying. We wait then for the timer. But we can still see on the right hand side Lemon's taking pole. And I can already enter that into my mighty spreadsheet, so it will be fine. I get some bonus points, as always, for qualifying 3, 2, and 1 for the top guys. And CLR with P1 and P3 scoring and some points. 4 and 2 for VEZ. So let me just rest of spreadsheet thing while we are still sunny. Nine Pastina. Minus fresh Pastina is 10. Aria here. Yeah. That's updated. Stuff. 50-second penalty to Richie. Why is that, Sonic? Can you elaborate on that? I'm not so sure. Right, so then let's quickly take the screenshots and then we'll have a look at the qualifying results. A 206.392 for Lemony, takes pole position for CLR. Ooh, Yaja got Kai. We just call him Inu. It's so much easier with the 206.499. Joining him on the front row. Row number 2, it's a CLR, one Shred and Plazi. For the top 4, sub 207. Richie with a 2070 on the third row alongside with Yanis. So third and second row, all CLR. Then row number 4, we have a mixed row again, Sunny and River. 718 versus a 20726. Row number 5 and 6, a lot of Italian flags, Fresh and Pristina. And on that 6th row, we have Nucaria and here for the race. So quickly bring up the info again, what are we dealing with. 20 laps here at the track, times 3 tires and fuel, 1 mandatory pit stop, 1 liter per second refueling speed. No drama with the weather. Evening times 1, cloudy conditions. All compounds are available, mandatory. We have the racing cards. And with that being said, I think well done. And we're starting soon with the race then. Yes, Everybody be ready? But then it's up to me. Start this one. Quick start with a false start check. No, the usual stuff. Of course, light damage for those wondering. So, usual track limit penalties for cuts, and also pit lane cutting is enabled. And with that being said, it's time to start match day number 2, CLR 1 versus VEZ. Have fun, try the show, and let's do it. 20 laps, 1 mandatory pit stop. Racing hearts are mandatory. That's all she wrote for now. And let's get into the spectate mode. And of course we hear the horns, so quickly cycle through the grid. Racing softs for Pistina, interesting. Everyone else seems to be running on the hards. And it's 5 lights, and we are green for the race. Lemony with a good start. Inu slots in behind immediately. Shred P3, Lazi P4. Turn number 1, challenging on the inside line. Ooh, and someone with a spin. That's the 73. That's Yanis for CLR. Cold tires, hard tires on those opening couple of meters. Always tricky. And we have the 2 CLR boys running very wide at the front. Lemony keeps that lead by the looks. Inu and Shred going side by side. Can we get a better camera, please? So inside line for the VEZ driver against Shred on the outside. Who gets the better run coming out of the turn? It looks like it will be Shred who has better position, arguably, for the upcoming turn. And indeed, he gets in front. Inu down to P3. Blasi in 4th. Pistina with a great start on the soft tire compound up to P6. So he's making some ground early as expected. Sonny in 6th position. River P7. Richie P7. River P8. Fresh in 9th. Nukaria 10th. Fear 11th. And Yanis with that spin in P12. So we need to go back to the front. Banky Boy. Inu on the outside. Shred on the inside, and there were drivers running a bit wide out of Banky Boy. Who was it? It was probably Pistina. I think we have to go to the replay early on. See what happened. Oh, there was pinball physics. Yeah, Blasi got hit as well. Nothing he could do, and then in the end it was Pistina who was on the got the worst part of it. But that's unlucky, and probably due to that little contact from that VEZ driver. Ooh, and someone had a moment. Nukaria with heavy damage here as well now. So he had a little bit of an issue in the qualifying here as well, running very wide, and then hit the barrier. That was a huge impact earlier. We need to get back to the racing action at the front where it's kicking off. Sonny with a great start up to P3. He's close with Inu, so at the top, Lemony still in the lead. Shred then under pressure by the 2 VEZ drivers. Inside line, ooh, there was maybe a slight little tap. Overcorrected the car. Gives Shred the track position again for the run into the S's. So Shred keeps that P2, Sonny P3, Inu P4. Richie is close behind. Inu though, Fresh is in 6th. So there's still a big group here fighting for that P2 to P6, 7 maybe. Shred has to go defensive. Into Banky Boy again, forcing Sonny the long way round. We also have Inu, who is right behind. Let's go to the onboard. He slots in behind his teammate using some alternative lines. And into the double right we go. Once again, Lemony lost a little bit of time in the lead, though. Looks like it's all bunching up. We have Richie and River right behind Inu. So I'm not sure where to look. Maybe all the way down to P7. Even P8, Festina is back on his soft tires. Again, pump drafting. Fresh. Will he stay behind? For now it looks like, there's some bit of friendly fire between the two CLR drivers, River and Richie. And Festina hit the soft tire grip advantage is crazy. See, he made it look very easy on those softs. Then again, a very wide line. Could be dirty tires for Inu now, heading into the braking zone. Keeps that car in front, but gives his teammate Festina a good run. Can he go for it? Richie going defensive. Will sacrifice his line through the S's, but keeps his car in front for now. For how long? That is the question. But we still see River right behind, and Fresh also will stay on this camera, maybe get the driver's eye perspective. And Richie covering the inside line, forcing Festina around the outside, and the Italian driver gets that move done. So RP position P5 it is for now. That close battle as expected. Of course, on this track, Group 4s, we were expecting close racing, and for the first 3 laps it is definitely a really close race. So we have 5 seconds then between P9 and P10. So Fear with a little gap. Yanis after that lap 1 spin, 2 seconds just a gap, and Lucadia as well running. Got rid of that damage, but has 5.5 seconds. At the front, Lemony can't break free for now, but it might be also a bit of a fuel-saving race, so don't forget that. Oh, that's why it's probably not just like push, push, push all the way. Ooh, with a mighty catch, nearly lost the car. So 2 CLR drivers leading, and we have 3 VEZ drivers, P3, 4 and 5. Festina giving his teammate a little bit of a nudge. He's the only driver on those soft tires, so he needs to make some ground to use like his advantage. And he moves up into P4. Then Richie sits between Richie and River. They sit between the 2 VEZ drivers, Sonny and Fresh. And Kiko Blasi also at that back of that group. So I still think it's quite close between the top 8, under 5 seconds. Make it the top 9, even just 5 seconds now for Blasi. Gets a decent run. So question is then who is saving more fuel compared to the other drivers, and there's A little bit of contact. Richie against Sonny. Let's have a second look at that situation. Yeah, that looked like a massive understeer moment. We'll see if that position will be given back. Not for now, at least. So Richie decides to continue with that contact. Well, as always, after the race you can submit some incidents reports if you feel like something wasn't correct, and the stewards will have a look at it. It's probably best at the moment now to just continue with the race, and looks like there's a this for position. Blasi versus Fresh. Yeah, Blasi moved up into P8. Will he be able to keep that position for now heading into the S's? Yes, he does. At the front, we have to jump back and forth. Still the two CLR drivers, Lemony and Shred, probably working together, but they cannot get out of the slipstream range. It's just half a second to Inu. So he's staying with the top two. Then we have the first bigger gap now. Christina. Tire wear slowly kicking in, I think. We have Richie really close behind him, and Sonny as well. So Richie now in that VEZ sandwich. Ooh, that was close. Understeered a little bit. Was it okay if you... Nope, just a tiny bit too long off track, and that earns you that half-second penalty. Will Sonny keep that position? Oh, Blasi, River and Fresh. River has the inside line for the chicane for now, but also carries a half-second penalty. And now inside line for the number 6. But then it's the outside line again, so River on the inside. Nice side-by-side racing. You can go wide here, extend a little bit. You have to be careful though, dirty tires. And you have to go back to Pristina and Richie. This time Pristina covering the inside line. Richie, no way to go for him. Oh, so River kept that position just for now, I think. But didn't get the entry to the S's. We'll have a compromised run and that penalty. And we'll lose that position. Too Fresh now. It's 1.2 to Blasi though. That's probably from a CLR perspective a good move, and we also saw that Sonny with that penalty. So Blasi up to P6 again, and Richie still behind Pristina. But Pristina's tires 50% down. Currently are doing actually a decent job. They're looking after tires. And then we have so many cars here everywhere. Can Richie keep that position? Not yet. We have to go to a better angle to see what's happening. Oh, Pristina defending. Richie has to attack and defend at the same time. Pristina going very defensive on the inside. Richie with elbows out move. And Inu coming in on those hards. So interesting. So we have now Blasi taking advantage of that, and Sonny as well. But this is not over, I think. So Blasi and Richie for CLR in P4 and P5. Then we have Crash up to P6. Pastina seems to be struggling with his tires now, I think, already. So the hard tire runners are like really close, and River with a very wide line. Will this be a penalty? This was quite a bit to extend. No, not a penalty, but maybe having some issues for the braking zone. Oh, it looked okay. Janis up to P9. Fear in 10th position. Inu onto the mediums now, so went hard to mediums, and Lucadia is on the hard tire again. So at the front with all this battling, the two CLR drivers, Lemony and Shred, they have now opened up a nice little gap, 6.3 seconds to those drivers behind fighting. Sonny for VEZ, Blasi for CLR, Richie against the other VEZ drivers, Fresh and Pastina, and River here as well, trying to keep up with that chase group. So how long can Pastina stay out on those softs? He has the fastest lap of the race, if no one else using softs. Who knows, maybe he can keep those points. And it looks like he's coming in, taking a narrow line. Ooh. And also Fresh in, River in, so River covering the VEZ strategy. At least, and I heard some tires, not the best run. Sonny under pressure now. Blasi trying to set up a move downhill, and he gets a good run, but Sonny keeps the foot down, extending here. It's allowed. Looks. But Blasi then takes the inside line. They come out side by side. But still a little bit of dirty tires, maybe, for both of them. There's still the inside line. And he keeps that position, but could be now in real danger. 3/10. That gap should be fine. It's okay. One thing I can see is that Blasi saved a bit more fuel already. But this might come into play later on. Let's quickly cycle through the grid and see the positions and the gaps between the drivers. So the first driver to pit was Inu from hards to mediums, P7 for now. Fear staying out on his hards, Lucadia on the hards as well. Then we have Pastina, who's on a soft again. Fresh is on the mediums. And River on mediums as well. So this is still close, and Pastina going for some... Yeah, as I had a feeling someone might try multiple stops on softs. Or did someone just pit? Yeah, it's Sonny now coming in. So it looks like the CLR drivers, except for River, who was in a close fight with the other VEZ drivers, they were going for a longer run on the hards. So that's why we have 1-5 currently for CLR. But Inu is catching, has the fastest lap on the mediums, the 2:07.8. So can he get past Giannis quickly? That will be the question. So the track is wide, but you can position your car here to make it very hard for the car behind to go for overtakes. But the speed Inu is carrying on the mediums through the S's, gaining and gaining in that run, coming down to 4/10, less than 4. He's flying. Jan is already making clear. Oh no, you're not having it that easily. Went defensive. Will he get the run out of Banky Boy? Could be. You see Inu trying to get his nose down the inside for the right-hander, and he does it. Oops. Camera jumped too far. But yeah, it looked like an easy overtake, not much fighting going on at this stage, so clearly a tire advantage. And yeah, and let's have a look at the gap with the pit stop. That's 15.6 seconds at the moment. Richie coming in, and for his service, getting off the hard tire compound. And Inu improving the fastest lap once again, 207.78. Pastina with 207.1. So he's now the next to chase. Where's Richie? Oh, they come out side by side, and he's in that fight with Sonny again. And what happened to River? He had a 2-minute 18.8, so he's not in that battle group anymore. So Richie is on his medium tires against Sonny, who's also on the medium, so same scenario for the two. Or Richie having 1-2 lap fresher tires, and maybe can help him towards the end. And we also have like Fear, who hasn't pitted yet, running in P8. Maybe he can do the teamwork and help, giving his teammate Sonny a nice little tow. Probably will give him the inside for Banky Boy. Or does he? Yep. Goes wide, too wide. That's he didn't get involved into that strategy then between Sonny and Richie. So this is quite close. How long will those CLR drivers stay out? So they have roughly 50%, 51, 52 remaining. Same for Blasi. Inu up to P4 now. Jan is also with the same amount of fuel. Christina improving the fastest lap again. Now has some clean air now, and can make use of those racing softs. Crash in 7th, Sonny versus Richie. Battle for P8 at the moment. That's half a second, so it should be okay for Sonny. Fear also running for longer, and same as the top 3 drivers. River back up to pace, and Lucadia is on fresh mediums, here also on personal best currently. So how long? The question remains. Will the CLR drivers at the front, Lemony, Shred and Blasi, run on those hards? So they are still improving at least Lemony now. Up for personal bests. Not sure they don't trust the mediums, probably, to last for that long or get the best performance out of those tires. But I'm sure it's not that long until we see the pit stops. Oh, they're still staying out. What about Kiko Blasi? So taking the wide line, indicator for staying out. Jan is also extending that hard tire stint since the start of the race. Pristina is still 207s from a low to a mid now. Less than 3 seconds that gap. And Sonny with a little bit of a breathing room now to Richie, 1.1 seconds. So had a good lap last time around on the mediums, 2:07.9. Any other close battles? Not yet, but let's stay with Inu a little bit. See if the gap is coming down. 3.3. Now so can Inu finish on the mediums? He was, I think, what is lap 7? Round about that when he went in. He gained another 10th, but not that much, to be honest. And the sharp end, the two CLR drivers, Lemony and Shred, they are having a nice little race together. Don't have to fight against the VEZ drivers. And they keep on running. Pretty sure they want to go for a... Oh, one stop. Blasi's in. So he's going for an earlier pit stop. Jan is doing the same. That's probably good news for Pristina. Into the 2.8s now. So the tire drop off. We clearly can see that now it's happening and also carries a penalty. Blasi went out on softs. Okay. We're going a bit more aggressive. Janis as well. And Richie is back with Sonny 5/6/10 at this stage, with Blasi being really close, and now also team decision. Ideally Blasi should have the grip advantage, the pace advantage, but he needs to get past his teammate and Sonny from the opposing team. So what to do now? Where's the best opportunity for Richie and Blasi? And they shouldn't lose too much time, both of them. So Richie's close, had a great run. Sonny going defensive, staying on the inside line. Could this be a 2-for-1 move for Blasi? Coming out of Panky Boy, not quite. Richie showing his tensions early. Trying to get his nose on the inside. Didn't really work. The leaders are in now, both at the same time. And Blasi now really close here as well. Might be losing a little bit of time already. So will we see the swap? No, not yet. Richie is just too close. I think CLR needs to perform the swap now between Richie and Blasi. Again, a very wide line. A bit surprised actually, so that we don't see that move happening. So a quick look what happens at the front. Lemony and Shred both went onto the soft tire compound. They are 7 seconds behind Inu now, who went hard to medium, so he might also be looking at running some soft tires. Or maybe Inu with the best strategy overall? We don't know. Pristina on his tires, they are basically dead, so he won't be in a position to attack. Fresh as well, and let's see, so Blasi got past Richie now, so they made that swap now, and Blasi's tires still looking okay. Oh, can he go for the move? He's looking down the inside, forcing Sonny to take a wider line. It worked for now. I think this could be Blasi's run into turn number 1. It gets more speed, better run, and is already side by side. He can drag a little bit later, probably. Ooh, enforcing. And Sonny into that mistake. He gets dirty tires, and this is the opportunity for Richie as well. Can he capitalize on that? He's still suffering, I think, from those dirty tires, and Richie's so close. And has a little bit of his car on the inside. He's braking late, but he gets that move done for now. He needs to get his car over to the right and for a good entry into the S's. And we see a new fastest lap of the race. That's Yanis for CLR, 2:07.1. So we stay with this one. This time Richie, the one to defend. It's 2.5 tenths. He's leaving the inside open, just, I think, and has not the ideal line, so that, I think he got scared into that move, compromised the entry, but sometimes how the cookie crumbles. So back to the front, end of lap 15. It's 5 laps to go. I don't think we will see any more pit stops. Just the question was the hard to medium. Strategy the faster one compared to running longer on those hards, and now the soft tires. So Lemony and Shred on hard to soft. Inu was using hard now on a long run on those mediums. That's still 5 seconds in 5 laps. No, that fastest lap now down to a 2:06.3. P4 we have Fresh, who is on mediums, versus Blasi on those softs. So Blasi's tires still looking okay. We might still have that tire advantage. 6/10 at the moment, getting a good run, half a second, carrying way more speed uphill, coming out of the S's, 4/10. Fresh, he's going defensive, 3/10, less than 3. How long can Fresh defend this? Going defensive early again, and ooh. Again we had some door contact. 3, I think Blasi needs to stay patient. Now he has the advantage. Just wait for turn number 1, I guess. Gets the good run out the final turn. Fresh going defensive. Now this time Blasi has to go around the outside. Fresh going late onto the brakes, too late, and that's another position done. And it's quite similar to the situation against Sonny. He also made a mistake coming into that turn 1 when he was pressured by Blasi. So yeah, let's just have a look at the running order. So Richie down to P7 for now, taking it a bit more easy. I think 2 seconds now that gap, so maybe looking after tires and can attack towards the end of the race. Giannis P8 after that unlucky spin on lap 1 turn 1. River in 9th position, and then we have Lucadia, Pestina and Fear P10, 11 and 12 for VEZ. It looks like Inu is still like in a very good position, 4.5 seconds, 207.5, so he's not losing that much time compared to Lemony and Shred on the soft tires. It looks like Shred has a bit more pace currently, 206s. And for him, but I think they might just live with the fact P2, P3, that's the best they will get. And they have Blasi in 4th position for now, so I think it's still good on points, but a win is definitely will get the most points out of it. And Blasi, his soft tires might die towards the end of the stint, so it is roughly a second. And behind, and ooh, something happened. The gap between Sonny and Richie a second, and also Giannis is closing that gap. So I think with 3 laps to go, those positions in the mid-pack, it's not decided yet, and in the end, in a close race, some of those positions might matter. .2, so Blasi is still slightly gaining, and we see the swap between the 2 CLR drivers. Shred now in the lead car in that chase group, 4 seconds with 2.5 laps to go. Let's have a look at Inu's tires. Mediums, they're looking good. What about the fuel? Yeah, basically on the same level, so there shouldn't be much difference between them now. Gaining, but not fast enough. Blasi could open up a gap, and Fresh with him little mistake using the caddy leader and losing some time. So good news for Blasi. Sonny, he's quite low on fuel, so maybe he needs to save a little bit. Opportunity for Richie and Yanis. What is the decision in here? Yanis is on the softs, Richie on the mediums. So maybe Yanis in the better position to attack at this stage. They still have to do 2 more laps when they cross the line, so you don't have to like rush it. They're probably in the better position as a team, and yeah, Sonny runs wide. And he loses those positions, like with that mistake, without the CLR drivers being involved, and he carries a little bit of damage here as well. Let's have a look at the final turn. Yeah, understeer, and then I think touching on the wall. That mistake. He's probably not able then to fight with Richie and Yanis. What about Fresh and Blasi? 1.7, 1.8. That is still okay. Penultimate lap, and the gap between Inu and Shred, 2.7 seconds. So they're still doing 206s versus 208s now for the VEZ driver. So 2.8 coming into Banky Boy. It's 2.7 for now, but they would rely on a huge tire drop-off now. It's most likely looks like a win for VEZ, for Inu. But then we have 2, 3, 4, 6 and 7 for CLR. That's some strong points for those positions. And it will be the final lap now. 2.5 seconds. Blasi, tires still looking okay, I think. Has roughly 1.8. The gap to Fresh, and we have Richie and Yanis. Sonny 3.8, so he won't be fighting for that one. River 7 seconds the gap, and 3 seconds to Pristina behind him. Lucadia has to pit again. Won't make it on fuel. Probably won't matter in the end. So final lap, 2 seconds. Less than 2 seconds. The Shred is pushing like crazy. He's not inside the slipstream range. So just... It's still can't say it's safe for Inu. 1.8 looks okay, but if you get an understeer moment out of Banky Boy, touch the gravel. Oh, it looked fine. 1.7 though, still keeps that, and now flat out section uphill, not losing that much time. And to Shred, who's low on fuel. Will he make it? I should have a big buffer though, even if he doesn't. It's 1.8, 1.7, final couple of turns, 1.5. So one more turn for Inu and VEZ. And he keeps it clean. It's 1.3 and Inu wins. Race Shred P2, Lemony P3 for CLR. Blasi, he kept that position as well. P4. And we have crash for VEZ in P5, Richie and Yanis. Ooh! Nearly crashed. So Richie 6, Yanis P7, Sunny. Then finishes for VEZ in P8, low on fuel. Just makes it river. Finishes in P9 for CLR. Then we have the 3 VEZ drivers remaining. Pastina in P10, Nucadia 11th, and Fear in P12. So Nucadia crosses the line, and final driver then 2. See the checkered flag will be Fear. And well done, everybody. A little bit of elbows out, touring cars as expected. Let me save the replay results, and then I'll update my spreadsheet and give you the live scores in a second. Bear with me for a moment. Then fastest lap for Shred 2. Lemony, what is it? Nazi 5. For VEZ FG Jersey 7. It's running. Aria 12. Alright. Should be okay. Up. There are scores, unofficial scores. 69 to 47 victory for CLR 1 according to the finishing positions. Yeah, that's it for this match day 2 race. If you want more CTC action, you can go to the Dream Team Racing channel to watch the match between Yara and MRL that took place, or go to DJ Broad's channel for AHR1 versus AHR2, or be there for tomorrow. I think where we have, let me look at the schedule, bring that up again. So tomorrow we have TNRA versus P1R, also a battle of 2 race winners from match day 1, and TCR versus GenX Racing as well Saturday. TCR versus GenX presented by Grantus, and TNR versus P1R probably by the TNR guys on their YouTube channel. And then we have Sunday ART against CLR team number 2. This will be HR's Grey Rock covering that one. Alright, but I think that's it from my side. See you very soon. And yeah, do the usual stuff. Take care. Don't forget to like, subscribe, share, whatever the hell. And yeah, see you very soon. Yeah, bye bye.